want to do a little Eagles talk before I do my wild card round prediction here, and I didn't want to make 2 videos out of this. A lot to talk about the Eagles here, and a lot of people have been asking me, who do you want to see as the next head coach? Do you want to see someone like a Bill Cowher or John Gruden come out of retirement? You know, proven coaches that have won a Super Bowl in this league. Do you want to see someone like that come in? Do you want to see a young upstart come in? Do you want to see one of these coaches that got fired recently come in? I look at it like this. I don't have a front runner for name or anything like that of a guy that I want to see come in here. I want someone that has a dying, dire, desperate, yearning passion to win. Someone who commands respect and gives respect. Someone who knows the game of football a lot more than I do. Someone who knows the football like the back of his hand and understands the game and understands the evolution of the game and the evolution of a coach and a team and halftime adjustments and all that shit. And someone who isn't just a stubborn fucking prick. Alright, so basically the exact opposite of Chip Kelly. Someone who, when you're going to ask him, how do you feel about the big rivalry game against Dallas next week, and the coach doesn't say something like, well, the Dallas, it's just another game on our schedule. It's just like any other game on our schedule. Bye, Chip. Goodbye, Chip. Anyway, just a pet peeve of mine that Chip Kelly never really and again, that's one of the reasons why I love LaShawn McCoy on this team, is because he got the big rivalry games. The week before a Dallas game, he'd be like, I'm dying to go in there and run my ass off and put an L up on them. It's just the passion and energy. Chip Kelly, it's just another game on our schedule. Really? Anyway. So, who do I want to see here? Like I said, give me someone that has all those tangibles that I listed and give him the job. Does it have to be someone that's a big, revered guy in the league that when he comes into the locker room, players are like, yikes, we better do what this guy says, I heard about his reputation? You know what? Not necessarily. Because I can tell you, much like me and a lot of other people in the Delaware Valley, it was about 15, 16 years ago when Jeff Lurie made the announcement that the Eagles' new head coach is some guy named Andy Reid. And we went, who the fuck is Andy Reid? He's a positions coach on the Packers? Okay, the Packers are a pretty successful team, but he's not even the offensive coordinator. He's the quarterback's coach? We couldn't even get the offensive coordinator of the Packers. We got the quarterback's coach. I want the Jeff Lurie that sat down with Andy Reid during the interview process and got won over by a positions coach and said, you know what? That is the right guy for the job. You got the job here, Andy. Had a tremendous run with Andy. Did we get the ultimate prize? No. But tell you what, we had a lot of years of very high optimism. I want the Jeff Lurie decision maker that picked out Andy Reid out of a guy that frankly not too many people were fighting for. He wasn't the big hot get of the league. Everyone was like, whoa, the Eagles scored Andy Reid. So, I'm willing to let some lesser known guy that sits down with Jeff Lurie and says, look, I have a passion for this game. I have a passion to coach these men, to train these men, to get the best out of them that I can. To get a team that you saw with Andy Reid that had an average win of 10 games per season in Andy Reid's 13 years that he was here. So, do I like the fact that basically Howie Roseman and the same group of guys that picked Chip Kelly is basically picking this next coach? No, I don't. But you know what? I want Jeff to ask himself deep inside, you know what? I'm going to take this one and I'm going to find the guy that came to me as hungry as Andy Reid did some 16 years ago and find that next guy to put as the head man on this franchise in the coaching capacity. So, no, I don't necessarily want a John Gruden or Bill Cowher to come out of retirement or anything like that. And, I may not necessarily want one of the biggest, hottest names out there. But, again, I just want Jeff Lurie to make the right choice. Because I know he has it in him to at least understand who wants this job. Because he got that from Andy Reid and he guessed right. I want him to guess right again with this next guy. I want Howie Roseman to get the fuck out of the office while decisions being made. And on top of that, what adult goes by the name Howie? Besides Howie Long, who got his nickname in college, and no one's going to tell Howie Long his name is stupid, slap him up beside the head. But seriously, what adult male goes around? I'm Howie. No, you're Howard. Or just go by Hal. Howie. Hi, I'm Howie. I command respect. No, you don't. Shut the fuck up, Howie. You name, other than Howie Long, name one Howie out there. Howie Stern? No, it's Howard Stern. Howie Johnson? No, it's Howard Johnson. Fucking hell, I'm all worked up. Not even getting into my picks yet. Divisional round. I wish it was divisional round. Wild card round. I gotta tell you, there are 2 games in this wild card round that I was confident with. There's one game where I'm like, I was full committed to picking one team, but I was just like, I can't see it happening, and I went with the other team. And then there's one that I have as the upset special. But the game got pushed down to a pick'em. Not to spoil things, but we'll get to that in a second. Kansas City at Houston. Houston is just... All the stars are aligning for Houston to have the big upset win. I know it's Kansas City coming on the road, but Kansas City is coming in on a 10-game win streak after going 1-5, losing Jamal Charles in the mess that was the first quarter of the season for them, and then bust out 10 wins in a row. Now, were all these games impressive? No. But frankly, what team do you look at and you say, oh, all their games were impressive? They were just so dominant from beginning to end. I mean, even when the Patriots went on their little undefeated run, they had a little stammer against the Giants and almost lost to them in the final weeks of the season. And then lost to the Giants finally in the Super Bowl. Sorry, Patriots fans. Tough memory. Thank you, Coughlin, for that great memory. Anyway, and Eli. Ugh, gag me. When I'm looking at what people here have done in December, and frankly, that's what I examine the most with a playoff team. And I see the last 3 games that the Houston Texans played, they scored, I think it was like around 80 points, won their last 3 games, 2 of which had Brandon Weeden at quarterback. So the Texans won their last 3 games, 2 of which had Brandon Weeden at quarterback, and they put up 80 yards of total offense. They have the game at home, and I'm supposed to believe this Alex Smith-led Kansas City Chief team without Jamal Charles is gonna win this game. I got the Texans to win this game until I said it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And I may regret... I was fully on the Texans side going into last night. And then I just looked how Kansas City finished out their season. Some of the games were impressive, some of the games weren't. But I'm like, I can't see Andy Reid losing to a team that was struggling to stay alive in the AFC South. I can't. Macklin's back to doing his thing. There's enough weapons on defense there to keep the Texans to a reasonable score. I got the Chiefs winning on the road. Pittsburgh at the other team from Ohio that isn't the Cleveland Browns. I told you there was going to be an upset special this week. I got one game that's the upset. And 2 games I thought were gimmies. Look, let's face facts. Pittsburgh backed into the playoffs. If it wasn't for the Jets shitting the bed, Fitzpatrick putting up 3 interceptions, Pittsburgh wouldn't even be discussed this week. I mean, it's nice to make the playoffs and all, but the fact of the matter is, you backed in. Yeah, I know they won their game, but they had to have the Jets lose as well. Who the fuck are we kidding? It's a primetime playoff game. You think Marvin Lewis is going to get his shit together and get his team to finally fucking win a playoff game? The fuck out of here. You're number 26 for the other team from Ohio that isn't the Cleveland Browns. I know people are going to be like, well, did you see how the Steelers played against the Ravens 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I did. And it upset me. Didn't upset me. It just upset my thought process that Pittsburgh was actually going to do damage. But that's a team of proven winners on Pittsburgh. A lot of winners. I'm sorry, other team from Ohio that isn't Cleveland, but you're used to it. This game is a gimme. Pittsburgh winning big. Seattle at Minnesota. Seattle, I would say, they bounced this year between fluky and real deal. Fluky. Losing to the Rams just 2 weeks ago. Fluky. Beating the Cowboys, what was it, 13-12? And needing a late field goal at that to beat the Cowboys? Adrian Peterson in the playoffs. I think he's really going to want to steal the show in this one. Bridgewater, I don't like his chances passing on this defense too awful much, but Bridgewater's been looking better. I wouldn't say he's been looking good or great, but he's been looking better, and he put up a lot of yards. What was it? The Cardinals game? I think he had like 3 and change up on the Cardinals. I was like, wow, where did that come from? Seattle's gonna win, and it's a given. It's just I'm sorry. I'm trying to hype these up here for you. Seattle's gonna win. They're gonna win easily. Oh my God, the spread on this last game changed literally as I made this video because it was a pick'em 2 seconds ago. Now it's a 1-point favorite for a certain team. Green Bay at Washington. Don't sleep on the Redskins. Don't sleep on the Redskins. Don't sleep on Jordan Reed. Don't sleep on Pierre Garçon. And don't sleep on Cousins. as much of a joke that Kirk Cousins was for being, RG3's backup and everything, and coming in and shitting the bed and having to be benched last season, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the game this year. There's no denying that. And he doesn't exactly have, Jerry Rice and Herman Moore. Herman Moore? Wow, I went old school Lions on you for you here. Oh my God. Why of all the names of former receivers would I say Herman Moore next to Jerry Rice? Like I should have said like T.O. or something. Fuck, Herman Moore. Where did that randomly pop in from my brain from? Anyways, back to the prediction there, Archfiend. Obviously, with this being a Northeast rival and everything like that, I see a lot more Redskins games than I do Packers, but I've seen enough Packers games this year. I've seen about 4 or 5 Packers games this year to get their temperature, and I watch them on Red Zone and all the other shit. But the one thing that has been consistently, or just say the most consistent between both teams this year, spare the start of the season for the Packers, is that O-line for Green Bay fucking is atrocious. It's just bad. Now, the defense on the Redskins isn't exactly world beater. I'm not going to say like, oh, don't worry, man. The Redskins are going to have like 10 sacks in this game because the O-line is so bad on Green Bay. That's still Aaron Rodgers back there. This is playoff football Aaron Rodgers we're going to be seeing. Remember what playoff football Aaron Rodgers did last year up in Seattle on one fucking leg? They didn't lose that game because of Aaron Rodgers. They lost that game because Clinton Dix doesn't know how to defend a 2-point conversion lob from halfway across the field. He watches this guy like, I should try, oh shit, 2-point good. Onside kick. Ugh. Fuck Green Bay, I still don't know how you lost that game. But Green Bay is a team that's going to get back on its winning way in the playoffs. But it will not be on Saturday. Or Sunday when this game's actually held. Sorry. I get confused when there's Saturday football. I got the Redskins winning this game. And I see this as one of my more confident picks. Like, if I had to rank things on confidence, I would say Seattle's going to beat Minnesota, Washington's going to beat Green Bay, and then I would put Pittsburgh as my third most confident pick this week, honestly. And Green Bay's still favored by a point on the road. The way Green Bay has finished the season here, especially even that game against the Vikings, where it's like okay, it's the fourth quarter. I guess we should try and show up and win this game. Like a too little, too late attitude. That's a team that's not going to do damage in the playoffs. At least the Redskins, I mean, you may be saying like, oh, well, they beat up on the Eagles and the Cowboys in the NFC East. Well, yeah, but they look good doing it. I mean, win against the chump teams, but, look good doing it. And they've looked good against a lot of teams. I think a lot of people, much like with the Texans, Texans are getting a lot of respect for playing the AFC South. They're going to say, like, oh, the 9-win Redskins, who's going to really fear them? They played in the NFC East. Then find out the hard way. I got the Redskins winning this game, cheeseheads. How you like them apples? Anyway, that concludes my wild card round picks. Go to Vegas, call your bookies, put your money down ASAP. Last year on this round, I went 4 for 4. Now watch me go 0 for 4. Anyway, for all of you that I've made ridiculously wealthy come Sunday night, you're welcome. For all of you that I've made poor that you want to come find me and break my kneecaps, I have a gun. Anyway, congratulations to all of the teams that are in the playoffs. It's absolutely bittersweet knowing that it's another year where I'm not even seeing the Eagles even have a chance to play someone in the wild card round here. Now I'm getting all depressed. Have a good day, everyone. Fuck the Dallas Cowboys, and happy Easter. I decided to end with something just completely random. Like, what the fuck? It says random as Herman Moore. Take care, guys.